Welcome, gang. I miss y'all so much. For those who have, first and foremost, thank you so much for all of those that have been looking out for me, reaching out for me, making sure that I am good. I really appreciate that, y'all. I took a little break for like not too long. I don't even think it's been 2 weeks, just to re-energize, rejuvenate, and recharge. Especially when we do work like this, it's so necessary. I have personal things to do, personal things with my spirits that I had to do. So it's just, I'm back though. That's all that matters. I'm back and I'm not going anywhere. Also thank you for the guys. You guys showed me so much love on my live yesterday. I really appreciated that. I needed that. That definitely made me feel more energized, more rejuvenated. So I really appreciate you guys so much. Welcome to Magical Flowers Cold Case Tarot. If you are watching from my other channel, Magical Flowers Tarot, welcome. I really appreciate you guys and all of my new subscribers. Welcome to Magical Flowers Cold Case Tarot. This is my new channel. The focus of this channel is to bring light and awareness for those who have been quote unquote forgotten. They are not forgotten in this space. We will give them a channel and a vessel to come through, even if they have passed over into the ancestral realm. They still have a message, and we are here to help to project that message out into this dimension. So I'm very excited. I'm very proud about what I do. I am just a vessel for spirits. It is not me. My gifts come from my lineages and my spiritual ancestors that walk with me and my guides. So I give thanks to them as well for my spiritual gift that they have given to me that I do not take advantage of or take for granted. So welcome once again. For all YouTube content requests, just messages, anything that you want to talk to me regarding my channel, you can definitely email me at magicalflowerstarot@yahoo.com for all personal readings. So just to check out a little bit about me, feel free to go to my website, www.magicalflowerstarot.com. So once again, this channel is to get to the bottom of this shit, to crack this shit right open, these cases. These people have not been forgotten about, and it is important to me that they have a voice or some type of channel of energy, a vessel, just so they can come through and say what they need to say. So without further ado, let's get into this case. This cold case, I call it a cold case, an unsolved mystery, is featured around Sandra Bland. Now that name should definitely ring a bell, even if you don't know everything that went down. It was very national. It was on the news when this happened. So I'll just go through a little brief overview of what happened. If you guys want to go into more, there's plenty of YouTube channels discussing this tragic situation. So just a brief overview. This situation happened in July of 2015. She was traveling by car from her hometown in the Chicagoland area to Texas. She had just gotten hired for a job. I believe it was at a university that I think she was an alumni at. So as she traveled there, unfortunately, she had encountered a state trooper, I believe. If it was not a state trooper, it was a police officer. And the reason for them pulling her over was supposedly failure to signal. Now, one thing led to another. Things escalated. She had recorded it from her phone. There was also dash cam footage. Now, just a brief thing about that whole thing. I later discovered that in 2019, nearly 4 years after she had quote-unquote passed from quote-unquote suicide, we're going to get to that in a minute, though. There was new footage that came out directly from her phone. Now, what was interesting about that is that until 4 years later, in 2019, that video had not been surfaced. It had not been reviewed in the earlier days of the investigation. The only only video footage that they had reviewed and took into consideration was one from the dash cam. The video footage from the dash cam of the police car. Now, what makes this interesting is there is only a certain degree and angle that they can actually see exactly what happened. But from Sandra's angle, from her phone, we were allowed to see exactly, what happened to her the way she saw it. That made all the difference. The officer claimed that he felt threatened for his life. And that's why he had pulled out the stun gun, which was not true. He was very much so the aggressor. Sandra was very calm considering the circumstance of him yelling and screaming all in her face. Thank God for that footage coming out. I don't know if they're actually going to do anything about it. I know that the attorneys tried to, you know, bring that case back up because of that. But that was back in 2019. But we really got to see what happened from Sandra's eyes, you know, and we got to hear some of the things that the officers were saying, like, I'm going to light your ass up. I'm going to light you up, you know, and she was calm. She was stating her rights. She seemed real versed in her rights as a citizen and what she could and could not do. You know, he opened up her car door, forced her out of the car, you know, continued to yell and scream at her. And it was just very contradicting to what he said happened. His version, the officer, I'm saying, story of his recollection of the encounter. So unfortunately, July 13th is when this all occurred and she was arrested. 3 days later, they said that she supposedly committed suicide. There's a lot of talk and controversy around that. Some people are saying the mugshot that was released, they believe that she had already passed at that point, you know, and they were just trying to cover it up. So it's just, y'all, it's really tragic and it's sad. So I'm just going to ask a couple of questions. I might do my words of truth because my words of truth don't play. When I pull that shit out, y'all already know. My gang will tell you, you know. So just sit tight, sit back. We're going to get down to this. We're going to tap into spirit and see what spirit says. And if she comes through, she comes through. So y'all already know how I do. I start off my readings by tapping into the energy of the person that we're reading for. And that is Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. February 7th, 1987. So I see the first question you guys want to know was, what was the energy surrounding her death? What was the energy around her death? And could y'all imagine, like, damn, she's on her way. She's happy. She's going through a major change in her life. She's taking a long road trip, you know, and this shit happened. Like, I told y'all in the podcast, like, you guys got to be careful, especially with women and children. It's going to get worse. Sandra Bland. Fish, show me the energy that day that surrounded her death. Y'all see this? Ten of Swords. Now, Ten of Swords reverse, depending on the context, it talks about death to me. It talks about murder, first and foremost. And then if you pay attention to the image on this card, this woman is holding a phone, right? So remember, I told you guys there was new surface footage that showed up from her actually recording her encounter from her angle on her cell phone. So pay attention. She wants y'all to know what happened. King of Wands, there was a very fiery aggression energy around her. Wands is an aggressive energy. It could be an energy of war, an energy of attack. And then this is the king, so this is one of authority. This is energy, and if you can see, look at the face on this king. Very, very stern looking almost, right? And look how she's laid out on the ground. Vulnerable. Ace of Pentacles reversed. She didn't stand a chance, y'all. The world, that's her. Her story got out into the world. Knight of Pentacles reversed again. Two of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Pentacles reversed. Look at all this reversed. You know what I mean? So I feel like this also talks about her as a black woman. She was not being valued. She was not being valued. Although her case was out into the world, the public had seen what happened. We didn't get the justice that we needed for her. She didn't get the justice that she needed. I feel like they played her. You know, they tried to make her seem like she was an irate black woman, and they just was so threatened. You know the narrative. Y'all know this shit. Y'all already know how it go. But this is the energy around her death. Y'all see, the first card really tell you what's going on. 7 of Cups reversed. So this talks about an illusion. Now, remember, they asked, the question was, you know, was she alive in that mugshot? 7 of Cups is all about illusion, not seeing things for what it is. So this is some of the energy. I kind of want to go to my shadow deck cards for the rest of the reading, if you don't mind. I might tap into my ancestor cards a little bit too. Ooh. So y'all want to know what she did in the mugshot. Was she already Dead. Was Sandra Bland already dead in the mugshot? Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland. 1987. Was she already dead in that mugshot? I feel like, you know, we just got that answer, right? She already had passed in that mugshot. Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland. Somebody trapped, right? Scared, worried. They got that fire energy too. Cups. She had already crossed over. Look at those 2 red flags. Look at the mockery they making of her. 6 of Cups also talks about a departure, a very sad departure. The Empress, this is her as a woman. The High Priestess, deep dark secrets. Look at this. When we get the 9 of Swords, we already know that's very deep guilt and shame. And like I said, depending on what I'm talking about, when I see swords, that means a physical attack, even murder. High Priestess lets us know that there is some very deep secrets, hidden information and knowledge around that mugshot. So Spirit is already speaking. King of Cups lets me know she had already been in the spiritual realm. The Empress, this represents her as the woman, and this also represents her mother. Her mother knows that it was bullshit. And like I tell y'all, always pay attention to the cards. These 2 red flags, the mockery that they made of her death. You know what I'm saying? It's just all of this. 6 of Cups also talks about, like I said, a sad departure. Page of Swords, look at that. The Page of Swords, y'all already know, I call the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords is at best a snitch, but he's also someone that knows everybody's information. You know, he knows information, he gathers shit up, he goes back and forth. He can work both ways. He can either be a snitch or he could be the one to know everybody's business but keep it to himself. You see this Page of Swords watching. And this just lets me know that I feel like, you know, this was planned on her. I'm not saying that they, you know, planned it before she got to Texas, but once she was there, they watched her. They stalked her. She wasn't, you know, it should have never went that far over a turn signal. Look at that burden. Look at that burden around that mugshot. Pay attention, y'all. I tell y'all, another Queen of Swords. Look at that. That tear and that blood on the sword and the blood on the floor. Pay attention like I tell y'all to do. More blood on the floor. I told you she was. And if you look at the image, this person is just like all over that person's back. Was she racially targeted? Was she racially targeted, Spirit? Was Sandra Bland racially targeted? Was she racially targeted? Poor baby didn't stand a chance. Queen of Cups. The Tower, yep. This is her driving in the car, that Chariot energy. She definitely wasn't celebrated for who she was. This reverse, 6 of Wands reverse, she definitely wasn't celebrated. And I don't know, when I see this image of someone, look at that blood. And then look at that face. Her face is a woman, her black face, the Tower, reverse. Look at that. That's how we know, you know, it was on purpose, the Tower. The Tower lets me know that. Look at this card. The Chariot can also represent a moving vehicle, depending on what you're talking about. And she was not celebrated for who she was. This lets me know that. And I already saw the King. Look at the Emperor. That's the police. Someone of authority. Someone that's in charge, a leader, which in this situation would be a police officer. They are called the authorities, right? They help to lead the community and regulate, supposedly. But look at that. Look at this figure. Look at that look. That look of just malice, you know, having their foot down, dominating, controlling somebody. Look at that. Pettiness. Being petty. 5 of Wands talks about pettiness. Disputes, fighting. King of Pentacles. I'm getting hot. Okay, I just want to make sure I get through y'all questions before I get to my ancestor deck and my words of truth, because I already know what time it is when that comes out. Did she take her own life? My card. Did she take her own life? Sandra will take her own life. Look at, oh wow. I'm going with these. These feel King of Wands. No, she would have never separated herself from her family. This is a strong energy for her family. 10 of Cups reversed. Let's talk about a separation. She would have never separated herself from the family. Look at this. Ace of Wands reversed. Ace of Wands talks about action. When it's reversed, there's no action. No, she did not do that, like I said. 9 of Pentacles reversed. She valued herself too much. Queen of Cups. Although she was very emotionally, just, you know, torn. I'm not torn, but very emotionally scarred and hurt from the situation. No. Ace of Swords. She was too headstrong. She was too mentally fucking sharp for some shit like that. And that's not a, you know, that's not a, you know, a diss or anything to people that have been through that. But she was not going to do that. She was very focused on this situation. She wanted justice for herself. She wasn't going to take herself out before she got it. The Fool. This is upright. So she did not try to hurt herself. She would not have done anything to hurt herself or those around her or those who love her. No. No, she did not. Ace of Pentacles upright. No. She was trying to hold on to herself. You see how that dragon is holding on to their value? She knew her value. Will she ever receive justice? Will Sandra Bland ever receive justice? Will she ever receive justice? Will Sandra Bland ever receive justice? Oh, baby. See how these cards keep coming up? No, she would have never left her family. Look at that Page of Swords. They was watching her. They did that to her on purpose. She wants you to know that. Knight of Cups. I'm not seeing justice here. Look at that blood. Look at that tear. That guilt. They gonna hold on to all that information that they got. They not. Unfortunately, I don't see justice. The Chariot. There she go on that car again. King of Wands. I'm steady pulling because I'm looking for that justice card. And see, even if it came up at this point, it's taking too long to fall. I don't see it, y'all. This is so fucking sad. This is very fucking sick. But you know what? This ain't new, is it? This ain't new. Watch my Emmett Till video. So let's get into the ancestor deck, y'all. Now that I done went through y'all questions, let's see what the answer. Since she is with the Emmy, look at this damage control. Just flew right out. Damage control. That's why the police go hold on to that information. That's why they did not let that video footage from her angle, from her phone surface. That's why. Damage control. Family feud. Her family's not going for that excuse. Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland. Eagle. I'm coming to you on behalf of your child, Sandra Bland. Any information that we need to know in regards to her case. Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, February 7th, 1987. Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland. Creative release. Tap into creative energy. Release is reversed. So no, they wouldn't let her go. In other words, daughter. She is the daughter of someone. Did I say her mom? That Empress kept coming up. She is the daughter. Message about your daughter. Or you are the daughter. Come through, Spirit. Sickness. There is some illness that needs a cure. We know that. America is sick. The judicial system is sick. We know that. Jealousy, but who cares? Damage control again. Family feud again. Relocate. Time for a change of scenery. She was moving. Like I said, could you imagine the joy she felt, the excitement, you know, her new journey that she was embarking on, and then she was going back to what I believe is the place that she actually graduated from. Face your fears of rebirth. Unfortunately, she tried to stand up for herself. Fortunately, you know, she had she had the strength to stand up for herself. But unfortunately, her facing her fears, which is a big fear in the Black community as far as the police and standing up for oneself, y'all seen what happened when that happened, right? That Tower energy. Important messages coming from the spiritual realm. I know you here. Connect with nature. Oshun, that's that mother, that birth energy. She missed her mom. Strength, abundance. Listen to your heart. Work balance in life. She tried to work. Faith. The ancestors. We know the ancestors. Y'all see what time it is. And my candle just went out. Death. But it's reversed. She didn't do that to herself. She did not do that to herself. Let me relight my candle, y'all. And then I think I am. Because I'm feeling some type of way. I can't even get my candle to light. Our energy is very strong, y'all. So I'm going to go to the words of truth. And I'm just going to pull out a few cards from the words of truth. And then we will conclude the reading after that. Bear with me, guys. Y'all know that this deck is a big deck. There's a lot of cards in this deck. So we're going to see if we can get some more messages around this situation. Some more spiritual insight. Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland. Don't forget that name. Sandra Bland, Sandra Bland. So is there any more messages that we need to know regarding this case? This situation regarding what truly happened to Sandra Bland. What do we need to know? Let it be revealed. I got cards coming out already. What's this? Aggression. I told y'all. The past. Come through. I told y'all this deck don't play. This deck does not play. Y'all see what these cards say, right? Let me make sure they're in there. Aggression. Past. This just flew out of my deck. I told y'all her energy is very strong. I'm going to pull some more. Gapped, a space, a gap in the story. Understanding, reverse. Y'all don't have the true truth. That's the Seven of Cups energy. Brilliant. She was too brilliant. Her mind was sharp. Of course she wouldn't do that. She was too passionate. Overriding. That camera footage from her was overridden, right? Differences, black and white. Racially charged. Life. She loved her life. I told y'all that. Rage. Competition. We already know. Repression. Come through with this racist energy. Overview. Stuck. She was stuck where she was. Death. Come on now. Lovers reversed. There wasn't no love. Sensitivity. Resolution. Unknown. Let me pull one more. Choice. Y'all see what it is, y'all. I'm not going to keep pulling into this energy. It's very strong on me. But I'm just going to say, you know, don't forget her name. Don't forget the truth. She needs that truth to be put out. You know, and what doesn't get settled in the physical world, it will be reprimanded in the spiritual world. Always. Never forget that. I love y'all, gang, so much. Thank you so much for joining my channel, Magical Flowers Cold Case Tarot. Thank y'all to my gang and my other channel, Magical Flowers Tarot. I love y'all so much. If y'all have any more information, anything you want to add, anything you know, put it down in the comments. If you are uncomfortable, go to my email at magicalflowerstarot@yahoo.com. You can also go to my website and send me a message there, magicalflowerstarot.com. That's really the fastest way, honestly, to get in touch with me. So I love you guys. Until next time, gang, take care of yourselves. Look out for each other. Love on each other. It's so important nowadays. Stay in touch with your loved ones. Until next time, Ashe.